1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hey, folks, it's Wednesday, so that means it's Wednesday James here talking about What's Up With That Song Wednesday. Hello, everyone. How are you all doing? We're going to talk today about a song that I wrote a couple of years ago called It's All Too Much. Here we go. It's All Too Much is about being overwhelmed, as the title might suggest. This last decade or so has been a pretty difficult time for people who want to believe in the innate goodness of humanity and also the innate spirit of America, because it turns out some percentage, we'll call it 30% of the country, actively hates the rest of the country, it turns out, and will suffer any amount of pain and suffering itself, as long as it means that the people that they hate will get more suffering than they will, and it's very troubling. So first off, we'll talk about the song. I believe this was written maybe late 2017, early 2018. I don't recall exactly. It is, I would say, pretty clearly a response to our current president's first term, which has not, by the way, improved in his second term, but we'll get to that. And really, I mean, I try to, often be a little bit more artistic and creative about these things, but really it is just about, it's all too much, and it's you're being swarmed with information, and like on a grander scheme of things, to go away from pure politics, which is of course where this came from and where we're going to talk about as we go, but to even go away from that, just on a grander scheme of things, we as animals, as humans, as living beings with brains and brain pans and movable thumbs and whatever else, we haven't evolved enough to know as much as we all do now, or to be aware of, and to be able to be aware of as much as we all do. I mean, really, like, think about this for a minute. The internet is younger than I am, like substantially, 15 years, whatever. Yes, it was existing Star Trek knew it was going to happen, sure, and all, but like the ability to directly and immediately, and like, the first iPhone is what, 2008, 7 or 8? I mean, we're talking like, it has not even been 20 years since we've had these little fucking things in our pocket that, on the one hand, give us access to all of the world's knowledge, but on the other hand, also give us access to all of the people who wish to confuse and lie to us. It gives those people that access too. Social media, think about when did you join Facebook? Was it more than 20 years ago? It wasn't, I bet. And think about the difference in the world between 1920 and 1940. The difference in the way that your life could be. I mean, obviously I wasn't alive then, but the structure of your life probably didn't change that much between 1920 and 1940. But between 2025 and now, or 2005 and now, think about the sheer vastness of information that is passing before our eyes every day, every moment of every day. You're probably on your fucking stupid, ridiculous phone shit right now watching me do this. Or you're in front of your computer doing the same thing. As a species, as an animal with a certain amount of brain capacity, we are not able to handle this. There is too much to know. And there is too much profit for unscrupulous people in taking advantage of the things that we as people can't keep our brains around because there's just too much stuff going on. And that has been weaponized very effectively by the would-be fascists who are working on taking over our country as we speak. If you set 20 fires at once, you can do whatever you want around it because people are like, there's 20 fires, we got to put them all out, and you got to get this one and that one and this one and that one and this one. And in the meantime, the person that set all the fires is gleefully looting the firefighters' houses while they're out fighting the fires. I mean, this is just how this has been going. I mean, this is not a structured thought, obviously. I'm coming from kind of nowhere here. We're going to go back to the song for a minute. It's in the key of B, which is a weird key for me, which is why I didn't play more keys on the recording, because B is hard for not good keyboard players. I did record this for the second King Pine EP, which came out a month into the pandemic shutdown, so that was great planning on my part. Some very, very beautiful piano work by the delightful Kevin Simon on that recording. I recommend going back to it. It's in the King Pine EP, the second one, which is called At the End of the World. At the Edge of the World? At the Edge of the World. It's my fucking lyric. How do I not know the words? Anyway, it's not a song I play a ton because I don't like to live in that headspace, because I already live in that headspace, and the last thing I need is to remember that headspace from before. But really, I don't really have an answer for the whole overwhelmedness of things. I mean, right now, I'm going to dedicate this song to everybody in LA and everybody in Austin and everybody in all the cities who are currently and will be shortly out on the streets protesting. Be safe, be careful. I've tried really hard to avoid thinking about the world as being run by like a cabal of like mustache twirling villains who just like a bunch of old white men in suits twirling mustaches saying, how can we best ruin the lives of those people who we don't care about? Because I don't think that's true. I think more often than not, most of the evil of the world is just self-interest. It's not intentional evil. It's not saying, I want bad things to happen to you. It's saying, I want good things to happen to me, and the rest of it doesn't matter that much, which is a terrible way to think, and we should all be better about that. And we all have to do it to a certain degree. Like, you have to take care of yourself because no one else is going to do it. But on a grander scheme of things, like, once your basic needs are taken care of, you should be looking at the people around you saying, do you have enough? Are you all right? Now that I'm stable and okay, are you okay? How can I help you? Is how we as human beings should be treating this. And so I genuinely think that most of, corporations are evil, billionaires are evil. Yes, that's true. But they're evil in a way that's mostly just about their own thing. So it's not like, how can we screw these people over here? It's how can we make the most for ourselves. And if it screws these people over here, tough shit, they should have been smarter. And that's a bad way to be. It's an evil way to be. But it's not like a plan. It's easy to kind of think that there's like, again, a cabal. And the thing is, right this moment, there kind of is that cabal happening, trying to set 20 fires and find out. This is a really... because I'm overwhelmed, because it's all too much. I need a break, et cetera, et cetera. If you're going to go out protesting this weekend, fucking Godspeed to you. I have a gig on Saturday, so I can't go to the big protest, but I'll be there in spirit. But the cabal which I think at this moment does actually exist, really wants this to get out of hand. They want this to turn violent. They want to have an excuse to crack down. And they want to hurt people because they don't think that all people are equal. They think that they are better than other people. They are wrong, to be clear, and I should be very, very clear about this. 10 minutes into this fucking video. You know what? I'm going to do this separately. Never mind. We'll get on to that thing. Anyway, it's all too much. It's all too much. It's all too much. And sometimes you've got to take a step back. You've got to breathe. You've got to take care of yourself. And, resist fascism in whatever way makes sense to you. And no small part of that resistance is literally in just not closing your heart to the other people. To look at the person on the other side of the aisle as a person and as someone also worthy of dignity and respect, even if you disagree with them. I think that there's a difference between disagreeing with someone and wishing harm upon them. And I think that's a distinction that needs to be made. I think there are lots of people who I don't agree with who don't wish harm upon me and who I do not wish harm upon. You can do that as an adult to a point. The problem becomes when the thing you don't agree about is whether a trans person is a person, whether a Palestinian life is worth more or less than a Jewish life, whether a Jewish life is worth more or less than a Christian life, whether a trans life is worth more or less than a cis life, whether a gay life is worth more or less than a straight life. That's where the disagreements become really problematic, because now we're not disagreeing about, how much should I pay in taxes or what should those taxes go to pay for? We're disagreeing on whether or not that person over there counts as a person. And that is not something you can disagree about politely. I don't think. That's a person. I'm looking at him right there. And I don't wish harm on the people that are... a couple of them I kind of do at this point, but... I'm off topic again. We're talking about a song. This is what happens in the world. Anyway, herein lies a new recording of my song, It's All Too Much, which was written about being overwhelmed by politics in the world, and I'm doing this version of it as I'm being overwhelmed by politics and the world. So this is dedicated to everybody standing up for their rights and the rights of the people around them, which is sort of the more important thing. People who look like me should be doing more to protect people who don't look like me, because the people who don't look like me are the first ones getting fucked. And believe me, when they're done with the trans people and the illegal people, they're going to come for me too. They're going to come for all of us if we don't stop them. And that's what we have to do, is to stop them. Sorry, off topic yet again. It's All Too Much. Original studio recording released on the King Pine album, At the Edge of the World. New recording here for you now. It's a song about being overwhelmed and not knowing what to do, as I often feel overwhelmed and don't know what to do. I hope that the song maybe will help you feel a little better. Sometimes it helps me feel better, sometimes it makes me feel worse. That's neither here nor there. But here's been very disorganized and ranty. What's Up With That Song Wednesday. Thank you for stopping by. We'll see you Monday for Songs of the Week. And the check-in, be safe, be kind, be a fucking human, and we'll go from there. It's all too much. I need a break. I can't slow down. There's too much at stake. And every day the distance grows between our hearts and our way home. At the edge of the world and at the ends of hope, we gotta keep climbing and throwing down more rope when darkness falls before our eyes. desperation calls, we will arise. This isn't who we're meant to be, back to back as we fall asleep. This isn't how it falls apart. No way back into your heart. At the edge of the world and at the ends of hope, we gotta keep climbing and throwing down more rope when darkness falls before our eyes. Desperation calls, we will arise, we will arise. Life's a tragedy for anyone who feels. We'll wake from this nightmare, show the monsters who's real. This isn't who we're meant to be, not what they taught us to believe. It's all too much and it keeps coming. But if you hold my hand, I know we'll think of something at the edge of the world and at the ends of hope. We gotta keep on climbing, so we can pull down all the rope when darkness falls before our eyes. When desperation calls, we will arise. We will arise. It's all too much. I need a break.